Okay, this is Paw Paw. When I was in service, coming home, me and my friend was in the Air Force, and we caught a ride with this guy, and he said, well, that he hadn't been asleep, had no sleep in 3 nights, and I asked him, I said, well, you reckon we could make it to an intersection, and we could go ahead and get out and thumb, and that'd be a lot of help. Well, guess what? We was going up the road, and all three of us went to sleep. And we woke up, and we was going down through a bunch of trees. And we got out of the car, and the guy that was with me, he just got a little cut above his eye. Not too bad, but it was bleeding. And I asked the guy, I said, you think you can get this car out by yourself? He said, yeah. I said, well, what we'll do, we'll get out here on the main road again and walk up to the intersection and start thumbing. So we got up there, and it said 98 miles to Atlanta, Georgia. So I told him, I said, I don't know where we get a ride very good or not. I said, with that blood on your uniform. But we did. So we thumbed to Atlanta, Georgia, and he looked up a doctor. He sewed him up, and then we thumbed the rest of the way home to, I was living in Belmont, North Carolina. So anyway, we made it all right. And then another thing that happened, I was in, actually the Air Police got me to go to pick up a prisoner, me and another guy. And when we got up there, it was in Louisville, Kentucky. The guy said it was on a Friday, and he said, now you can't get this prisoner till Monday. And I told the guy that I was with, I said, let's just thumb to my home, and that's in Belmont, which it already said. And so we got in the mountains, and we like not never got out. And anyway, we finally did, and I said, well, going back to pick that prisoner up, we better go ahead and just catch a bus back to make sure that we get back on time, because we had to pick that prisoner up on Monday. So anyway, we caught the bus and went back and picked the prisoner up, but the train we was going, of course I was in the Air Force, and we traveled by train, and they wasn't going to leave until that afternoon. And I told him, I said, let's go to a rodeo. They was having a rodeo right close to where we was at there, so we went to that, and we come back and got in the train. And me and him both went to sleep, and that guy could have escaped if he'd have wanted to, but he didn't. So that was good. So anyway, then another time I got caught for speeding, and the patrolman said it'd be of course that was in 1955 or somewhere, 54, 55, and the patrolman said, well, I said, I ain't got the money. I probably didn't have about $7, $8, and like I say, the speed ticket was 10. So they said, I tell you what you do, Airman. Said you when you leave this watch here that I got when I graduated from high school, and he said when you get paid out there at the base, he said you come back with the $10 and pick up your watch. So anyway, that's what we did. And one more experience we had. I had a first cousin lived in Athens, Georgia, and we just so happened that he was home same time I was, and he was in the Air Force. And I told him, I said, I'll come by and pick you up on the way back. And he said, okay. So when I got back to Athens, Georgia, I told him, I said, now, Donald, I said, you can't drive this car wide open or very fast. I said, because the motor ain't that good. Well, guess what? He didn't pay no attention to me. He got behind the wheel, and he drove about wide open. And I said to myself, I said, I didn't tell him, but I thought when we get gas, I'll just start driving. So I told him, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and start driving. So I said, you can just, he got in the back seat. So anyway, I started driving, and I remember there's a big tractor and trailer in front of us, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up, they have guardrails on the side when there's a deep deep embankment. I was just plowing down the side of them, and I jerked the steering wheel, and it slid across the road, and it had those guardrails on that side too. And anyway, when I got stopped and got out and looked and seen what I'd done, and I said, Donald, I said, this fender's on this back fender here, and it ain't gonna come off. I can't get it off. He told me, said, move out of the way. He weighed over 200 pounds. He said, move out of the way. This is Paw Paw. When I was in the Air Force, one of the things that while I was in there happened, and I was telling grandkids about it, that me and this airman was coming home, and we were riding with this paratrooper, and of course we was in the Air Force, and he said he hadn't had no sleep in 3 nights. Well, all 3 of us went to sleep, and when we woke up, we'd done left the road going down through the trees, and he didn't get hurt, I didn't get hurt, but the guy was with me got a little cut above his eye, and the sign out there right below where we got cut said 98, well, where he got hurt said 98 miles to Atlanta, Georgia. So when we got there, we looked up a doctor, and he got sewed up, and we came on home, which was in Belmont, and I bought me a car. I went back, and a couple other things happened. One of the things was, after I got back, I was driving my car and got a speeding ticket, and they said, well, I told them, I said, it wasn't but $10. Of course, that was in the early 50s, and I said, well, I ain't got enough money. I probably didn't have about $6 or $7 on me. So anyway, I had got a watch from my mom and dad when I graduated from high school, and they told me, said, Airman, you just leave your watch here, and when you get paid out there at the base, you come back and get your watch and give us that $10. And they said, I said, okay. And another one of the things I wanted to tell you about, when I got ready to get discharged, it was a lieutenant colonel which was in charge of that, and he asked me if I was going to re-enlist. And I told him no. He said, well, I'll tell you what I want you to do, Airman. I want you to sleep on overnight and come back in the morning and give me your final decision. So I went back the next morning and told him, I said, sir, I'm going to get out. He said, well, I tell you what, when you get tired of making that $20 a week, come on back and re-enlist. Of course, that was in 1955 at $20 a week. And I went and picked up, it was 2 of us went and picked up a prisoner, and I was in charge, and it was on a Friday, and they said you couldn't leave till Monday. So anyway, we went to my house, which was in Belmont, and we come back, and the train did not leave till that afternoon, and they was having a rodeo, so we went to the rodeo, took the prisoner with us, and then we caught the train back, and I don't know what I don't know what he had done, but all I know is that we went and picked him up, carried him back to the base, and right off I can't think of. Well, we didn't carry him. We rode back to the base. So anyway, and one time when I was home on leave, I had a first cousin that lived in Athens, Georgia. And I told him, I said, Don, we'll just come by and pick you up. And I said, I'll just come by and pick you up. And when I got to Athens, I told him, I said, now, Don, you cannot drive this car too fast because the motor's not that good. So he got behind the steering wheel. He didn't pay no attention to me at all, what I had told him. So I didn't say nothing to him. I thought, well, when we get gas, I'll just go ahead and drive the rest of the way on in. So when we got gas, I got behind the steering wheel, and I never will forget, there's a tractor and trailer in front of us, and I went to sleep, left the road, and that they have the guardrails on each side of the road. And the left side I went first and just sort of went down by side those guardrails, and then I jerked the steering wheel, went to the other side, and went all the way down. They had guardrails on that side, and I told Don, he was a big guy, weighed over 200 pounds. I said, well, this back fender is on the tire, and I'm not able to get it off. So he said, just move over. So he got down there and pulled it right off of that fender. And I said, we just a little ways from Mobile, Alabama. And anyway, we didn't like too far to go. And I said, what'd you do? He was in the back seat. He said, when you started plowing down side the road, he said, I just rolled over in the floorboard.